Watch this location.
Welcome to the video. So I have a couple different games planned out here. First, we are starting on Armory, and that's going to pretty much be the go-to for the rest of these matches. So starting out, we're going to hit the free safe. Here's some movement coming from up top here, so I move up to see what that is all about.
Watch this location.
Just
Understood.
waiting to see if maybe he'll peek the corner at me so I can maybe get a free easy kill.
Watch this location.
Teammate has spotted, I believe, the other player. Alright, so we can see a little peek of his head. We take the shot, and we nail it. Back to that safe, looting up, nothing good here. Alright, so teammate has called out there's an enemy over here, so we're taking a peek. Yep, we just saw him as he ran behind the silos.
Target eliminated.
Alright, so teammate
Understood.
has just killed another one from the same team. And I'm trying to peek up and try to see if there's another one maybe over there. Yep, there is one right there. And we wait. Teammate has thrown a grenade, I believe.
Watch this location.
It should go. There it is. And then we take the shot, hit him in the head, drop him.
Target eliminated.
You see some elite bots pushing in there through the smoke. Teammate's going to take care of some of them as they are pushing him right now. Alright, so we're just repositioning to try to take another look back up there. We see another player. We take aim. Fire. Land double headshot. Easy kill. Alright, moving back over to the other side now. I'm going to take another look back up there from a different angle. Just make sure we finished off that team and that there's no stragglers hanging out. Alright, just moving to the other side now, over to the bodies. I'm going to take a quick look at them and see what kind of loot they may have. I'm going to do most of my looting off camera as I'm a little slow at it, and I want to save you guys from having to watch that. Alright, on to the next raid. So we spawn over next to field tents, and there is a free safe in here that can spawn sometimes, and we open the door, and yes it is. Telling teammate that they can take that. They're a little bit low on funds right now. We want to be able to keep them in the game, keep them entertained as well. So while they're doing that, I end up pushing up towards radar, and I have a teammate that's kind of following me over, and yep, there's an enemy. We mark them, take them out, and I didn't even realize teammate was right behind me, got gunned down. Let's go over and help her real quick. And the reason I didn't immediately engage with the other operator is because I didn't have a great line of sight on him, and as well, sometimes it's better to mark your target. That way, if you don't finish the job, your teammates have a fighting chance. Now, this is a bit of a risky move, but I want to get my teammate up so they can get back in the fight. There's another operator up on the hill, so I'm going to throw a couple grenades up there, try to draw their attention, try to push them back into cover, and then I'm going to move into cover myself once I confirm it's clear. Alright, I reposition down at field tents and I take aim up at the cliff edge. I see an operator, I take aim, and I squeeze the trigger, and he drops. Now, as we're recovering from that, I was showing my teammate that little position I was just in, and we start taking grenades. Now, I'm not entirely sure where they're coming from, my teammate is not sure as well, so we take just a second, think about what is happening, and evaluate our situation. He's deploying smoke, and I believe it's in an effort to try to block the window so he can loot this airdrop. However, it looks like he throws them high or to the side, and I still have a clear line of sight on the airdrop. I know that's where he's heading, but I don't know if he's going to loot or if he's going to hold that position on my window here. So I take a second before peeking out and trying to find him. I panic, I shoot, I miss, but at least I avoided direct fire. Standing in the corner, desperately trying to heal as flames engulf my back is never a good situation to be in. I hear him pushing up, and in a last-ditch effort, I use what I have available to me to try to take a little bit of cover without making too much noise and telling him exactly where I am. Luckily, my teammate is in the next room over and is able to lay down some suppressive fire and end up actually taking him out, which helps me out a lot. My teammate's armor got ruined in that last encounter, so I moved towards their elimination to try to get the armor off of them to give to them. When I get towards the leg, I can tell by the skin that this is not an operator. While moving back, I hear steps approaching. Move towards the bed to try to get some height. That way if he pushes up, I'll have an advantage. It also gives me line of sight over this box. Easy elimination. We push up the radar to try to secure my previous elimination and end up taking rounds from the left and right side. During this encounter, my teammate, who you will see as I clear this doorway, is lying on the ground in front of another operator. I clear the corner, take him down, and then proceed to try to heal my wounds. Nobody else approached us, so I grabbed my teammate's gun and ammo and pushed down to the minute 40 extraction at the armory in the middle. I move back inside and take cover and just wait. Shortly after, while healing my wounds because I am dehydrated, I hear another operator approaching. He slow peeks me around the corner, which makes for an easy elimination. I see his other teammate right at the corner, and I take a couple shots trying to push him back. I then throw a GHO to try to do some damage and to try to either make him push forwards or backwards. When I realize he has pushed back, I throw a Molotov, that way he is not able to cover any more ground. Also, when the door opens, it'll give me a chance to run through and make it to evac. On to the next raid. I push the free safe. Nothing good to be had here. I hear gunshots coming from over at the minute door. I come up and I see a lot of smoke, so I assume it is just elite bots. However, when I look back through the smoke, I see movement, and when I look over, there's an operator. Easy elimination. Just moving to the other side of shooting range, as I have heard a bot taking a couple of shots a minute ago. As I am pushing back to the minute door to try to activate it, I hear steps approaching. I stop and try to get into as much cover as I can in a reasonable amount of time, as I don't know what kind of headset they may have. I whiff most of my shots, and I see him peek over the wall, so I know they are good players. I move to cover and throw smoke to try to give me some sort of concealment. I know this will not buy me a lot of time, but since they don't have a good headset, I know I can use audio to my advantage. I throw the smoke to block line of sight temporarily, so I can move to better cover. I may have just wasted my grenades here, but I throw them to try to keep them from pushing too aggressively. They activate 1 minute door, and I think they may be trying to get inside. I decide to let them leave, as 2 tier 6 is too much for me to deal with just level 4 rounds. But it looks like they have actually flanked around the side. I wait, he throws a grenade, it explodes far away from me, but then I realize he may be trying to clear the other side. He runs around to the other side. I'm thinking he's going to stay up top, try to head glitch, but he doesn't know where I am. As I move around to check the top, I see a glimpse of him glance across the screen. I take aim, I fire, and I lose. I don't know how you all feel about it, but I believe tier 6 in lockdown is too much. It has its place, and that is forbidden. If you all were enjoying the content, please remember to like and subscribe. Alright, on to the last raid. From barn, I decide to push radar. I throw a GHO up top to make sure there's nobody camping up there, waiting for me to come up. Once the GHO goes off, I realize there's nothing but bots up ahead. So I go in, clear them out, and try to get an advantage overlook over the area. I check to see if the safe has spawned here, and it has, but teammate has already grabbed it. But that is okay, because our luck's about to turn around.
Found some loot here. Watch this location. Enemy here.
Our teammate has encountered an operator down at field tents, so we move to try to give him some backup and maybe secure an elimination. I decide to push up and get in the fight. At the same time, my teammate follows behind and gets some support with grenades. I want to push up around the corner and get a look in the window to try to see if I can spot the operator. However, my teammate's grenades keep interrupting that. I decide to try to flank around the other side and get a better angle on this operator.
The only way out is in a body bag.
It pays off. He thinks he's safe moving into this room, but little does he know I lurk right outside the window.
Target eliminated.
Understood.
While looting my elimination, I hear gunshots coming from outside. I take aim and get ready.
Watch this location.
Target eliminated. He tried using the same peek I used on the last guy.
Understood.
I loot up and we start moving towards the med side armory door. Automatic fire rains down from up at radar towards my teammate who is out in the open.
Watch this location. Understood.
I decide to try to get a better angle and take another look. I don't spot anybody, so we decide to move into Armory. Shortly after making it inside, I really want to get the elimination and try to get some loot, so we move up towards Radar to try to take him off guard. My endurance high, I'm able to run a lot farther, and I'm able to close distance pretty quick on Radar. Team annihilation, one of the things I dread the most when in the middle of a raid. They're not worth the time or the ammo taking out, but they still run the same risk as a normal operator when it comes to taking you out. Wait a second to give my teammates time to get in position before I make my move.
Watch this location.
Understood.
Watch this location.
Watch this.
With the team behind us and in front of us, I turn to try to cover the new threat and end up losing a teammate in the process from up top. The threat up at Radar disengaging, I decide to focus my attention towards the team pushing us from the rear.
Watch this location.
Game over, you piece of shit.
I know he's low from the engagement he's been having with my teammate, as well as the shot I just landed, so I just push. And guess what? It pays off.
Watch this location.
Understood.
Watch this location.
After some quick
Understood.
final looting, we decide to hit evac. And look at the
Thank you.
value. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment of what you enjoyed or disliked about the video. Happy raiding!